in the upper left with that early Roach play. Losing game one. Let's see if he can come back on the map of his choice. He is.
Quantic HyuN.
And in the bottom right, we have our Terran player, a multitasking god. He is.
FXO GuMiho.
All right. What do you got planned here, GuMiho? Because I think HyuN is going to play a pretty standard straight-up game. You know, I don't think we're going to see any, like, Roach shenanigans or anything like that. You know, no crazy all-in. But, of course, this is definitely a map where you can do things like, let's say, a Roach Nidus all-in. You know, it's
yeah, you can absolutely
big,
do that.
it's hard to scout everything. And
well, the thing about this map is that Zerg has so many options.
yeah. For Zerg, this is a Swiss Army knife, this map.
This is.
Yeah.
Or you know what it's like? It's like...
An Infestor from Wings of Liberty?
Yeah, it's like an Infestor. I was going to say it's like a rifle that has a blade at the end of it.
A bayonet?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, if it has a blade at the end, that's a bayonet.
Are all, like, what? Can you have like an assault rifle with a blade on it? It's a bayonet? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's an attachable sword for your gun.
I don't know my my guns very well.
Well, I don't either. That's a sword, a bayonet. That attaches to a gun.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I never did the term.
No, that's what that is.
I just
That's
learned
it.
something. I actually didn't know that's what it's called.
There you go. You always learn something here.
Yeah, man.
It's GSL.
This is edutainment to the max.
Edutainment?
Edutainment. That's what they call stuff
that.
like this. Now you learned something.
Actually, I heard that before.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I learned something too today. Unfortunately, Artosis has not always learned something in the GSL. Well, a pretty quick little gas going down there for HyuN. Might just be to get out quick speed. You know, it's hard to say exactly what style he's going to bring into play here.
All right. We're just going to kind of wait for a little bit. Artosis.
Yeah, it'll take a bit. Oh, look at this. He's going a factory. And I really like this gas because you would assume with the gas opening from our Terran player that he'd be going into Reapers. But because he put that drone there, even if he didn't see, he didn't see the factory, but he saw a second Marine. And when you see the second Marine, it's not a Reaper. Because why would you go two Marines and a Reaper? I guess you could technically kill that, but
it's physically possible.
If you need to kill that drone on the gas that badly, it means that you're teching anyways, right? Because you don't actually need that second gas that quickly. So there you have it.
There you go.
He should know that there's something a little bit different on the way. And it looks like it's just going to be a HyuN build.
It's actually going to be like a Wings of Liberty build, excuse me.
Yeah, like an old school HyuN. Get him out a lot earlier, but speed is being gotten so quickly by
and this might not work at all. This might be a completely null build. Yeah,
he might, he'll probably have his map control and stuff, but he might even get caught off guard by how quick the speed is, and he maybe even lose a few HyuNs, and thus map control, and thus his build would be rendered very useless.
All right, Artosis.
Yes.
Ask me something.
Let me see. All right, let's play yay or nay.
Okay, go.
I'm going to say something, and you give me a yay or a nay.
All right, go.
All right. Reapers in Hots.
Oh, yay.
Reapers in Wings of Liberty.
You're like horses. I'm like, nay. No.
You know what is so funny? Our brains work so well because after about 3 or 4, I was going to speed up, and then I was going to do horses, and no matter what you said, I was going to say the opposite one.
Oh, really?
Because, like, nay, or no, Tasis, horses eat hay. Wow, our brains actually think so alike. That
we
joke,
need to spend more time apart.
We actually do. Tasis, I need some time off.
Wow. No, this happened to me a couple times with you where, like, you're saying something, and I'm like, think I've got a great joke set up, and you're like, and then you tell me later, you're like, that's actually what I was about to say.
Yeah.
This happens, guys. By the way, he's getting Widow Mines up here.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. He's got
Looks
2
like
aliens into Widow Mines.
At the third, potential would be third.
Oh.
You know what can actually happen sometimes with this is people don't notice the drone keeps disappearing.
That could be.
That does happen sometimes.
Not just that, that slows it down. This is actually something people were doing right when Haunts was released, where they'd burrow those quick Widow Mines, and it slows down the third base so much. But it kind of fell out of style a little bit because people were like making spores to bring them over. Or, of course, Overseer if you get a quick enough layer, that type of thing. But cute move there by GuMiho.
Yeah.
I like it.
just one way to try to control the Zerg.
Well, HyuN, he is like an angsty teenager, Tasis. You can't control me, GuMiho.
You don't know what it was like to be 14, Bob.
14 in love. Well,
I'll marry that girl in math class. Like, no. Nothing in high school ever actually mattered.
right,
this
here
drone,
we go,
this drone's in
Tasteless.
trouble.
Oh my God, the Widowman!
It's a trap.
And now he's deciding, do I pick this up or no?
Yeah.
Well,
actually, going on that note we were saying earlier, it is actually amazing how little pretty much everything in high school actually matters.
well, I would say specifically for people like you and I.
Yeah, for StarCraft
like
casters,
the nerds or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like
we could have just fast forwarded my life. Like,
yeah. Well, high school, I guess that's when I really started
we were
practicing
playing Starcraft, but yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it really did matter, Tasteless.
Well, high school was a place I slept and uncomfortably at a desk.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. All right, kills that Overseer that tries to get some good scouting info. You know, sees that there's a lot of Marines. You know, at least he knows this isn't some sort of crazy mech.
Hellions coming here now, hitting these drones. One or two more hits on that little pack there. Actually, you know, he didn't really kill as many drones as I thought he would.
He's gotten 7.
7 total, yep.
Not terrible, but, you know, not exactly what he's going for. Is GuMiho trying to do too much damage with everything?
Yeah. He's well, you know, he's so good at multitasking. This is normally how he wins games, but you can see that HyuN's just kind of slapping it down.
Yeah, yeah.
Which means he's throwing away units.
HyuN's defense is pretty amazing so far. By the way, 1-1 in roach speed about to finish, and we have 14 roaches out, about to have 21. And that's quite a few roaches. That's definitely an army that you can walk around the map with and have some control and do some serious damage with.
Yes. Now he's going to go ahead and get those drones mine the expansion. Now the beauty of an army this small at the space of the game is if things get bad, you can always just pick it up.
Yeah.
And leave.
That is very true. And that's the really nice thing against roaches especially, is that you don't care. You just pick them up and the roaches just look up and are like, ah. I'm not going to shoot acid straight up, it would fall on my head.
I'm going to email David Kim about this. I need to have a better range attack here. Roaches.
All right, here we go. The drop in the main base does have to pick up as roaches do come back so quickly.
I feel like a lot of GuMiho's behavior right now is fairly predictable and ineffective.
Yeah, so far it does seem that way. But this, okay, when I saw this coming out, I'm like, well, he wants to lose the game because HyuN has a ton of roaches. The one thing in the whole world that 100% can never work against that is this little tiny push.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to try to go in here for another drop again.
Well, we're going to have Roach Speedbane going up against GuMiho here. GuMiho has 2 siege tanks right now. If he stays on siege tank tech, that's pretty darn good against Speedbanes with roaches, I have to say.
Yeah, it is true.
All right, we'll drop it the 3rd.
Unloading over here. It looks like the roaches are now going to come up and try to deny this, and they will with ease. Again, GuMiho not really doing any sufficient damage so far.
Yeah.
Another drop over here. Let's see how much this can take out.
And nothing once again. None of these drops have done very much at all.
Yeah.
We'll see if this bigger one can. No, and definitely not going to do anything as he has so many roaches coming up.
Backing out again.
Yeah. HyuN continues to hit medevacs as much as possible.
I feel like you would almost be better off, if you see this many roaches, you're probably better off flying around the map just only finding overlords. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do know what you mean. He's trying to outmaneuver. Well, you know, the one thing he has done very well here is because he's continuing to put on this drop harassment, we can see more and more roaches made. Thing is, he's going to have to stop this big attack that's incoming, but overall, if he makes it into the late game from here, this many roaches is not really that good for the late game when both players are hitting maxes.
This is very true. All right, looks like the roaches are coming up.
Well, the drop going to do damage now, but...
And some Marines stuck on the outside right now. Not all these Marines stimmed up just yet.
And this is pretty brutal.
Whoa.
The siege tank's doing so much damage.
Definitely didn't do enough damage. Meanwhile, GuMiho not quite paying attention to that drop over there. A lot going on, though. You can see now GuMiho has actually picked up that GuMiho pace. It's hard to,
he's
to keep track of everything that he's doing.
A lot of drones going down, 20 in production to refill, but this has been very cost efficient here for GuMiho.
Yeah.
Even though none of his drops really worked for a very long time, that roach attack was quite impotent.
It was. Now taking out some overlords. Looks like, oh, excuse me, that's actually the Terran that supply blocks. I thought it was a Zerg for a second. Well, GuMiho really picked it up here in the last few minutes.
Certainly. We do have a Spire on the way as well as 2-2 for Zerglings. GuMiho moving out into the map a little bit. We still have 25 roaches, so he still does have to be very careful. 25 roaches plus some lings and speedbanes.
Yeah.
It will clean up small armies like this, so he has to be very careful about that. Of course, he can lift up until those mutas do pop.
Spire's almost done. Excuse me. Well, GuMiho from here, I think probably should just back off and mass up for a little bit.
Yeah.
The only time when this is going to be effective drops like this is when the Zerg's not in his base. Oh, wow, look at that. But, again, see, denied.
And you know what's really cool is... Okay, he canceled the second Spire, never mind. He started a second Spire and then canceled, but I would have loved to see double upgrade mutas. That would be so cool. Anyways, you're completely right. I feel like GuMiho should not really be attacking right now. He is ahead in supply. Well, it is during a Mutalisk switch, so it may end up working.
Zerg has to, yeah.
These mutas, these roaches that are out here are going to become worse and worse and worse the higher supply that GuMiho gets.
All right, he needs to siege up now. He's very close to the hatchery. Completely obliterating that.
A very good spot to siege. Going after that hatch, how do you actually remove that with the type of army that right now HyuN is working with?
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
He's going to go for a flank, but I don't know that he actually has enough units for this.
I think you're right. It looks like the hatchery might be going down if he doesn't save it right now. Roach is failing. Some here mutas hitting now from the top. Nice targeting so far with the siege tanks. More roaches and lings are coming down here, but I think just barely, just barely GuMiho has enough.
Very much so.
Oh, wow, this was going on this whole time.
A little drop. Doesn't look like he killed too much there, but he does get the third base, and suddenly, we have a Zerg player on 2 bases against a Terran on 3, Tasteless.
Yeah, Zerg always want to be 1 base up.
Yeah.
At the bare minimum, be even, but ideally 1 base up or 2.
To even be even for too long, you can be even for a little bit, but at this point, even if he kills off this army, he's still in a terrible spot.
Yeah. All right, GG.
Wow, kind of underwhelming roach play from HyuN so far today.
Yeah, GuMiho just looked a lot better in that whole series.
Yeah, and the thing is, GuMiho didn't look as good as I'm used to him looking either.
I agree. Although it might have been the weird playstyle HyuN had.
It could have been. That is a very good point. Absolutely could have been. But so far from these two, I'm not as impressed as from Innovation and Rain. And I'm
that's kind of
a bit nervous for HyuN because that Roach style play, Innovation was watching that game like a hawk.
Yeah.
And he sees, okay, both games he went for Roaches, one an all-in, one just a nice little fault timing attack.
I don't think that HyuN has a chance against Innovation.
I think it's going to be very
I think it's going to be almost impossible for him to beat Innovation. But next, we're going to have Rain against GuMiho.
Nice.
I think Rain wins maybe 2-1.
I hope GuMiho wins so I can see more Rain games and Rain comes out in second.
This is true. We can steal more builds.
But then it would screw up Innovation getting out, and Innovation's too good to lose.
That's another problem. Yeah.
This is an issue. These groups are too good.
We're going to have to solve this over our break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Stay